All right, so on episode 1, we discussed Postmaster General Louis DeJoy and his what some consider blatant attacks on the post office and specifically mail-in voting. And some things that came out of his congressional hearing where he completely denied any wrongdoing. He agreed to halt removals of, I believe, sorting machines and then those iconic blue boxes that we all know on the sides of the street and for at least 90 days so that there's no association with it affecting the election. And he also suspended the other cost-cutting initiatives until after the election as well. Something new, though, that has come up is that allegedly some of his former employees came out and said that they were encouraged to donate to the Trump campaign and that he would repay them or reimburse them with bonuses. Now, that is obviously completely illegal, and even he said so in his hearing. But I guess we will have to update you on our next episode to find out what happens there.
Yeah, and I know that in the hearing itself, he was asked, quote, did you pay back several of your top executives for contributing to Trump's campaign by bonusing or rewarding them? He was asked that by Representative Jim Cooper, a Democrat from Tennessee. And he responded by saying, quote, that's an outrageous claim, sir, and I resent it, end quote. But one of the interesting things that the Washington Post pointed out was that even though he denied paying back his employees for donations to the Trump campaign in 2016, the more recent reporting actually talks a lot about other Republicans that he may have reimbursed them for donating to. So I have a quote here from the article I was reading, quote, 5 people who worked for DeJoy's former business, New Breed Logistics, say they were urged by DeJoy's aides or by the chief executive himself to write checks and attend fundraisers at his 15,000 square foot gated mansion besides a Greensboro, North Carolina country club. There, events for Republicans running for the White House and Congress routinely fetched 100,000 or more piece, end quote. And so basically what he's accused of doing is him and a bunch of his employees would donate the same amount of money to a congressional candidate, and then he would reimburse them for that donation, which is illegal. But then, so somebody else associated with Trump that got in trouble for something kind of similar to that, Dinesh D'Souza, I don't know if you've heard of him, prominent conservative commentator, I guess you can call him. But in 2014, he pleaded guilty to a scheme where he paid his assistant and his mistress for donations to a Senate campaign. So the same sort of thing where he had other people donate to a candidate and then he reimbursed them. I think the reason why that's illegal is because, you know, each person is limited to, I think, $2,700 that they're allowed to donate to a campaign. And so if you're paying other people to donate to the campaign, you know, you're basically going over that limit.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see if anything comes out of it, because I'm seeing in the article it talked about how some of these violations might be past the statute of limitations. So even if he technically did these things, he might not actually be able to get charged for it. But it'll be interesting to see how it develops.
Alrighty, that is all we have for you guys today. If you enjoyed this podcast, make sure you give it a like. And if you want to hear more from us, make sure you subscribe to our channel. You can follow us on our other socials by liking us on Facebook at Back Pocket Report, following us on Instagram at Back Pocket Report, and also on Twitter at BPR News Pod.
Next time you're looking for news, don't forget to check your back pocket.